Hello everyone, this is my new red Sea Reefer 350. I think it's about 72-ish gallons. It's been up now for about a week. I transferred all the livestock from my old 50-gallon breeder tank. All new sand bed. I'm having that new tank diatom outbreak. I've seen this before in my previous two tanks, so I'm hoping this goes away in a week or so. This is all new rock. This time, my first time using Pokani. In my previous couple of tanks, I bought BRS Reef Saver rock. You know, I bought Reef Saver because it was about $1, a little over $1 per pound cheaper. But because it's so small and dense, you end up having to buy a lot more to get a nice aquascape. In this instance, I learned my lesson. This was only about 65 pounds of Pokani. And I don't think I ended up, there's probably a few pieces left, but because Pokani is so light and porous, you know, when I made the order from bulk resupply, I did specify that I wanted a couple of big pieces and then, you know, throw in some medium to small pieces. My livestock is orange flame angel. You can see him there in the corner. My Copperband Butterfly, who is, you know, I'm feeding the guy a lot, but the guy is decimating my soft corals. There's a brain coral. You can see he already picked off the, you know, the two heads on the left. So, but my wife loves him, so I can't take him out. I have two clownfish. Those are the first two fish I've ever had in my reef tank. So I've had them about 4 years. They're hosting that leather. And if you put my hand in the tank and anywhere close to it, they bite. So that's why you see a couple random pieces of zoas on the floor, because they won't let me or anyone get near their spot. There's a Pacific blue tang. And I think somewhere earlier you saw a Tomini Tang. I know the blue tang is probably going to get too big for this tank. Probably going to have to take him out eventually, but rehoming fish is something I've done a couple of times. And I live in the New York City area, so, you know, with Manhattan Reefs and Reef Central, there's no shortage of finding people. There's the Tomini Tang. There's no shortage of finding people to rehome fish, so really excited about that. I'm using a Kessil AP700. Saw the video from BRS where they gave the par numbers, and it looked like it would cover a 4-foot mixed reef, which is what I'm hoping to eventually transition this to. Right now I only have mostly softies, maybe 1 or 2 LPS here, so running max about 70% during the day. At the corner there, you can see I bought a Coralife 2-bulb T5 fixture, hoping that I would need some kind of supplementation. But so far, I bought a Senai reef monitor that I used to measure par numbers, and so far, you know, I'm getting pretty good par numbers. So I'm holding off on that for now. Using 2 MP40 quiet drives, 1 on each end. My tank is too close to the wall, so I couldn't put them on the back wall. I really wanted to put it there for that nice clean look, but I made that mistake. So after I leveled the tank, I wasn't gonna do it again. Let's go down to the sump area. I know my sump isn't as clean as some other sumps I've seen. I saw username Broadfield on Reef Central. He has a really clean sump, and this is my first time experimenting with hard plumbing. So I'm using a Vectra M1 as my return pump. I did create a manifold with a space to run 2 reactors. I'm only running it on probably the first 2 lights. I don't know what percentage that is. And it's still powerful. If I run it any higher, water starts to splash out of the tank. So it's also running carbon in a BRS reactor. I have a Skimz BR83 biopellet reactor running about a quarter cup of biopellets. In the past, I've done carbon dosing to success with success, and this time I thought, I've sort of like to try stay ahead of things instead of kind of reacting to it. So I'm running very little biopellets, but I did buy a lot of like the pretty much the entire Coral Colors and Coral Red Sea program, AB, and then the ABCD. To be honest, I haven't quite looked at everything yet. So, but I did. If this gets to be too low nutrient, I do have the food on hand to kind of feed them. I am not using the included top off. I have a Tunes Osmolator 3155. Haven't hooked it up yet because I need some I need cable. I need about 4 or 5 feet of cable. So I expect some cable, some RO tubing to arrive from BRS in a couple of days, and then I'll connect it. So for now, I'm just topping off a couple of jugs every day. I have a 10-gallon advanced acrylic ATO, I think 9-gallon, right beside the tank. So that'll be my top off container. Running a Vertex Omega 150 skimmer. Haven't quite fine-tuned it yet, so got a light skim mate, light brown, and the manifold and the sealing. With the biopellets, I'm probably not going to be running GFO, so maybe I'll run, I don't know, maybe a chiller. I think in the summer I'll need a chiller, so maybe that extra port is for chiller. Right cabinet, oh, it's a mess. I'm embarrassed about that. Yeah, nothing more to say there. But in the next couple of days, I hope to get that organized, get the Apex fully connected with the breakout box, get everything organized, and fit together properly. I have some Marine Pure blocks at the bottom. What I did is about 4 to 6 weeks before I started this new tank, I put it in the sump of my old tank to kind of seed it with bacteria. So when I moved to this new tank, I would have, even though I had the rocks curing for about 5 or 6 weeks, I wanted some bacteria, bring some bacteria from the old tank. I had algae issues in the old tank and didn't want to bring any of that rock over. So just use 2 blocks of Marine Pure. That's what I'm using here to kind of lift my skimmer a little bit in about, that's about 1 inch off whatever the water line is. So still need to tune the skimmer, but so far it's pulling, light tea brown skim mate. A little bit of the plumbing, not too clean, but I am, first time doing harm plumbing, not bad. Sorry, have a cold. Back to the tank. Got a lot of mushrooms. That started out with about 2 or 3, and in about a year it just multiplied, and I've given some away. I've sold some, but they're still looking good. I think that's a green Goniopora. Got that from Petco, one of my decent Petco in Paramus, New Jersey purchases. I have mushrooms just all over the tank. I didn't realize, even in the back, I didn't realize until I was breaking down the old tank how the mushroom just propagated and just went all over. 2 pieces of hammer corals here. I'm waiting on a frag rack to arrive so I can put these, in the back somewhere to grow out a little bit more before placing them. My wife really loves Euphilia corals, being photobombed by the Copperband. This is where I'm looking to create a little bit of a zoa garden with a torch coral randomly stuck there. I don't even know what these zoas are. I just traded and got them on Manhattan Reefs. So some of them have fancy names. I don't know what they are. But there's a couple pieces on the ground that I can't get out because of the clown. So I don't know. Maybe at night I'll sneak in and get it. That's my brain that, the Copperband is picking on. Let me focus. I think that's called a Colt coral. And this is my bubble tip anemone that's looking good. Can't get the clownfish to host them. I've tried. Cannot. I'm not sure what these corals are. They were given to me by a friend and I put them in. If someone knows, please let me know. Green star polyp just sitting there, until I find a more permanent home for it. That's some pulsing xenia. This is another variety of mushroom. I have reds, have some blues that maybe because of the lighting you can't see, and then some brown. But the guy at Manhattan Aquariums where I bought this said it gets really big before it splits, so that's why I gave it a little bit more room than the others. That's a green Samacora, I think. That this is one of those corals that didn't, the 2 days they were in kind of buckets and tubs around my apartment, it didn't make the transfer quite well. So, but since I put it in the tank, it started to, and over the last couple of days, it started to color up again. So I'll leave it in nice high flow, a little bit of diffuse lighting on the back of that rock work. So hopefully, over the next couple of days, it will start to color up again. So that's it for now. I really like the workmanship with this tank. Really like the sump. I'm a big guy, so my old tank, it was really hard to kind of get in there and change. I basically had to, I was running on Vertex Omega 130 on my old tank, and I basically had to assemble the skimmer in the sump. So I like how there's a lot of room to work. I still have to hook up my dosing pumps, but for now I'm just dosing by hand until once I organize the right side of the cabinet, put some of these flat jugs, space saver jugs I bought from BRS, calcium alkalinity, hook up some of the BRS. I have 3 BRS dosing pumps, calcium alkalinity mag, and then I should be good to go. And then once the diatoms go away and everything stabilizes, I'm excited, but this is the first time I'm actually gonna try some SPS. When I first started reefing a couple of years ago, I immediately went with some SPS and I browned out. Never messed with SPS again. So I'm gonna start with some Montipora, some easy ones. But so far, I do like the tank. I am gonna have to play with the color to get better color on this, but I do like the tank. Red Sea Reefer 350. Thank you.